Welcome to Time for Health. I'm your host, Rachel Fall, and we're very glad you're with us today. As always, we have a topic and an expert in that topic, and so today we are talking about school nutrition, school food, school lunches, and school breakfast even, and Pam Bacon is our guest. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yes, so we talk about school lunches, but I think it's a lot more than school lunches.
Pretty
as
complex.
I kind of came up with all these questions, I was like, So what, I guess, start out with, what are the guidelines? Like, what do you have to do, and where does that come from, and who sets that up?
Okay, so Portland City Schools District is a part of the free and reduced lunch program, and so a lot of the guidelines come from the USDA in cooperation with OD and other factors and all of that. And so to provide healthy relationships, teaching healthy relationships with students, and the food that they eat and how it all kind of works together, they require us to have a lunch pattern or even a breakfast pattern on what they can eat and not eat. So they have to have so many grains per day, so much meat per day, vegetables and fruit are big ones that they have to have every day, and of course the milk. So these 5 components of a meal, the students are required to take 3 of.
Okay.
And then out of those 3, 1 of them has to be a fruit or vegetable.
Okay.
So they may not want a milk to go with their lunch, but as long as they have, let's say they have the pizza, they've got their grain and there's cheese on it, so they have their meat alternate, and they have mandarin oranges, and that's the 3 out of the 5, that's their lunch. And we have some kids who really will take all of the components, because why not? It's offered. You don't want to be hungry later.
Right.
And then there's some that just are little eaters and they just want a little bit, and those 3 out of the 5 are good.
Gotcha. So it's what you have to offer them.
Yes,
you have to offer like the food. Back in the day it was the food pyramid, and now it's the My Plate and that kind of stuff. But you have to offer those food groups.
Right.
Is what they.
Well, we actually are part of the Offer versus Serve program.
Okay.
So we don't make the kids take every single thing.
Right.
It's a selection for them, and it has a lot of that has really cut back on the waste, because if they take it and they don't like it, it's going in the trash.
Right. And you don't want that either.
Yeah, it's a better opportunity for them to take what they like.
And so you have to have something that you offer has to be a fruit or vegetable?
Yeah, yes, they have to have a variety of said fruits or vegetables.
Gotcha.
So that they can, something to choose from. So it's so complex even that you have to have so many red vegetables through the week, so many green vegetables, a starchy vegetable, legumes or beans, peas.
Okay.
They have to have so many of those per week. So we have to offer all of those different types of vegetables through the week, and then they get to choose.
Gotcha.
So we'll, on our menu, we'll have like baked beans once a week. So there's our offering for the week of the baked beans, but they don't necessarily have to take the baked beans as long as they're taking carrots. So we always try and have, not only will we have like a hot vegetable for them, we'll have a variety of celery, cucumbers, salads, all of that.
Okay, so there's
a lot.
Ridiculous guidelines.
Yes, it's a lot, and it's I love the opportunity to be able to explain that, because I think kids think that the people in the kitchens are saying it's better for you, just eat it, but really our hands are kind of tied, and this is what we're told we have to do too.
Right.
So we know what you like and don't like, but because of the guidelines and the program that we're a part of, which is extremely important to our district, this is why we do what we do.
And so you have a category that you have to offer. So I'm thinking of the legumes, like you offer baked beans. You're not offering lentils or something that maybe kids might not be too sure.
Right.
Although they might like them if they actually tried it. But you try to offer the things that fit that category, but that the kids
we have refried beans on.
Right.
They're not really fried. They're smashed pinto beans. But we offer those too. They're better for you, and we offer those too for like on our nacho day or taco days.
So you have guidelines through ODA and all that kind of stuff that you have to follow.
Right.
Now you mentioned a pattern, and is that like the the red week, the blue week, the purple week, the green, or whatever the colors are.
Actually, those are the cycles of our menus that
Okay.
you're talking about. So it's really super convenient when we have a cycle menu, and we do have cycle menus for all the schools. We just put it up for the year with the elementary kids because, you know, they like their.
Oh, we like to plan.
Yeah, they like to plan. And
Know what's
so when we have those, you know, when we have their macaroni or mac and cheese, please, and their hot diggity dogs and that kind of stuff, you know, it makes it simple for the parents to be able to see. And next year we're going to have that cycle menu too, but we're going to try and make it so that we go by season, because some of the things that once we get that magnet set up, we're kind of locked into it, and it's really hard to make that change. And you can make announcements over the PA system, you can send letters home, but somebody's going to miss it. And then you end up with disappointed kids who did like,
I wanted my hot diggity dog.
Yes, who liked the hot diggity dog, but because it wasn't a big taker for the rest of the census of the school, you know, we want to be able to have that flexibility to change things up.
Right.
And some things that we would have in the fall, we might not want in the winter. We might want to add a hot soup in the winter time or something, you know, that nature. So we're gonna mess around with that one a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay. So, but you'll still have kind of a cycle of menus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And do you do that just for the grade schools?
We're using the magnet, the cycle menu for the grade schools. The middle school and the high school, you know, their tastes are a little bit more grown up. So we do have cycles. We had a 5-week cycle for them, and we would try and, you know, rotate it around. But when you look at it, it's about the same, you know, month to month, it's about the same thing. It just might fall in a different part of the month.
Okay.
And but again, we're gonna try and work something different, a new little menu format there too.
Okay. So work in some different stuff.
Yes, yeah. I'm excited because next Tuesday we're going to do a nachos with the white cheese sauce. You know, like you can get at Casas.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're excited to see how the kids like that, because I think they will.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that's one of the things at the end of the year. If they like it at the end of the year, they're going to love it next year.
Right.
Word will get around with that. So.
Very cool. With those cycles, and the schedule of food, if there is a cancellation, how does that work? Like, because, okay, 6 a.m. school is canceled,
Right.
you've got the stuff out thawing or whatever. So do you use that day's menu the next day and everything kind of gets bumped? Or?
It really kind of depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Because some
Just
of
like
the,
home.
Yes, just like at home. Because some of the things, their shelf life is shorter.
Okay.
So we may have to change the next day's menu just for the next day and use what we were going to use the day before.
Gotcha.
And then we'll try and get back on track the following day.
Okay.
But other times we might be able to say, this is okay. You know what I mean? We can get that one next. We just missed that day. We'll get it next month. So it just depends on what the preparation is for that item for the day.
Sure.
Yeah. Something like a turkey and gravy, you're going to get it the next day.
Gotcha.
But if it's like maybe the pizzas, or even the burgers, we'll be able to do that the next time.
Gotcha. Okay. So lunches have evolved since we had school lunches. Salad bars and I guess start with the lunch stuff first, because there's also breakfast to talk about.
Like
what are some options?
Wow, we have a lot of options. I wish we could go back to some of those our school days though. But geez, some of the lunch, I'll tell you what, these kids really love General Tso's chicken.
Yeah.
They love the turkey and gravy, which has not changed since we were in school. And, oh geez Louise, what's some other ones?
You have, the salad bar, we didn't have a
Well, you know what? We don't really have salad bars right now. We make some very creative salads, though, for these kids.
Oh, gotcha.
And at Baton in the middle school, they can say, as one of their selections, we'd like a salad, you know, when they're ordering their lunches in the morning. But at the high school, we have a great cook, Yama Heidelberg, who's new with us this year. She has been very creative in the salads she makes. So she's got some that have chicken in them, chicken fajita in them. She's made them with blueberries and strawberries and mandarin oranges. And so it's really gone a lot bigger as far as
Okay.
our salads are concerned. And I have to tell a funny story though. Another fave of these kids here at the high school is the American Bowl, which is like mashed potatoes and the
Okay.
popcorn chicken and the corn and all that, like you could get at KFC. And somehow in all of our moving around some of the menu items, and I think it was to compensate for like National School Lunch Week,
Okay.
that item fell off the menu
Oh, no.
for more than a month. And Mr. Good's class emailed me, and they said, did they discontinue that? Can we get that back? Which is something that we make and put together
Yeah.
for them. And we were shocked that we even missed it, and I still apologize for that. But Valentine's Day, we changed the menu
it
for
back.
that day because we love these kids so much, and we said, you get the American Bowl. And that is probably one of our biggest
Gotcha.
favorites here
Okay.
at the high school and at the middle school too.
So, and the
Yeah.
menus are different. You said a little bit.
A little
just 'cause
bit.
the tastes are a little
Yes,
different.
just a little bit because, oh gosh, I can't remember what it was. Something that is a huge hit here. General Tso's is a huge hit here, and it's a hit over at middle school, but not like what they do here.
Gotcha.
You know,
Okay.
and the teachers love those items too.
Heck yeah.
And I won't name said teacher at the middle school, but it was the biggest hoot that said, I'll race you to the cafeteria. And she said on the count of, I said she said on the count of 3 and got to 1, took off running, and the kid was still waiting for the 2 and 3. And it was the funniest thing ever, but they love turkey gravy day over there too.
That's cool. A la carte menus, do they still have, like, can you buy a bag of cheese puffs and
You
a...
can. Everything is baked. Everything
Okay,
is
okay.
whole grain, that we're compliant. We have a smart
Okay,
snack
yep.
compliancy we have to follow, and it's put through a smart snack calculator. And we do have, but we have a lot of a variety of chips. We have Pop-Tarts, whole grain, for the
Okay,
little
sure.
sweetness in there. We have Rice Krispie treats.
Okay.
We have a la carte items for us too. Could be if they just want Bosco sticks.
Okay.
Or we have soft pretzels. So we consider that a la carte that might not be part of the reimbursable meal.
Okay. Gotcha. So they still have a la carte.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick before we take a break, just breakfast is also an option at
Yeah.
all grade levels?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, at all schools. The only school that doesn't participate in a breakfast program is Immaculate Conception. I'm not for certain, to be honest with you, why that doesn't happen,
Okay.
other than we satellite the lunches over there, so
Right.
that could play a factor in
Sure.
it. And I'm sure there's other factors into it too, but yes, school breakfast does have a breakfast pattern.
Okay.
Did I say that school breakfast is a
It
breakfast?
does have a
That has a
kind of
breakfast
cycle?
pattern,
Or,
yes.
Okay.
And we have guidelines and requirements of how many fruits a week and,
Okay.
and the meat or meat alternate that they get a week,
Sure.
and their dairy.
Okay.
And with that, I think they have to have 2 out of the 3 of those.
Okay.
So
And is it hot, cold,
we offer
stuff?
both. We offer both. At the middle school, every other day is a hot breakfast, and Dawn McGowan over there does an amazing job trying to keep up with the kids liking the varieties.
Right.
And I had a student thank me the other day for making she made a change over there.
Oh,
And I
cool.
support the changes. If the kids are asking
Sure.
for it, let's make it happen for them,
Yeah,
because
as
that
long as it
means
fits in those guidelines,
right,
absolutely.
that means they're going to have something in their belly, and they're not going to be thinking about their bellies. They're going to be thinking about their schoolwork, and
Yeah.
that's a big
That's
goal
the-
for us.
Right. Very cool. All right. We are going to take a break, and we'll be right back. And we're back talking about school nutrition with Pam. So enlightened already. Talk about the food account. Like, how do the kids pay for this?
Their
It's
lunch
a little
accounts.
more technologically advanced than back in the day.
Yes, we don't have tickets where you punch them with the, the little puncher anymore. Actually, we go through Pay School's POS system, and that's our point of sale system. And all the buttons are configured into there. The kids are given a PIN numbers every year,
Right.
and the PIN numbers are usually the last 4 or 5 digits of their student ID number.
Okay.
So once they learn that, which is very important, they'll use that all through their school
Gotcha.
careers. They will use that for their lunch accounts. Now the parents can go through what is called Pay School Central, and they register on there. They get their student ID numbers of their children, put all of that information in there, and then they can control how much money goes onto their accounts. If it gets to a certain dollar amount, it'll shoot them an email saying you only have this much left in your account. Gotcha. You can put blocks on what the kids are getting or limitations and all of that. That's very handy. When the kids come through and they punch in their numbers, nobody around them knows if they're free or reduced or if they pay full price for lunches, and I absolutely love that. It's a huge privacy factor, and it's important to not burden the kids with any kind of embarrassing things like that they may think is embarrassing. Right. I don't see it that way, but you know, it's their privacy. The kids, well, I don't know if we want to get into charging and all that kind of stuff. But
well, what about if they run out of money?
If they run out of money, okay, and that happens. Our group of workers here, it's always been we're softies here. It's always been a soft topic for us. I was a cashier for 10 years before I was a food service director, and I saw a lot of kids come through, and you know, the policy was 3 charges, and then you get an alternate lunch. It used to be peanut butter, but because of all the allergies, they did away with that. Yeah. So now it's cheese sandwich, and you would get a milk. And it bothered me horribly then, bothers me even more now as the more I see how much it affects a lot of kids here. Right. And one thing that I know for a fact is it is not the student's fault if there's something going on at home, and it's none of our business what's happening there. Right. But the kids still need to eat. And when I first took this position, I realized the anxiety that it caused a lot of our students, a lot of anxiety. And we were lucky enough to, at one time, have a beautiful woman by the name of Ruth Vogt who worked in our school district. And I remember her, and I always remember her blue smock and a smile on her face. And I've heard a lot of stories, more stories about Ruth. And one thing Ruth always did was when a student came through the lunch line and they didn't have enough money, she'd say, okay, thanks a lot, you have a good day, we'll see you tomorrow. And she'd take a little bit of money out and put it in the register to cover whatever they needed. Ruth had to have been a millionaire. But at any rate, when she passed away, an anonymous donor gave a little bit of money in her name. Not a little bit, it was a lot of it. You know, my standards of a lot. And they were able to take that money and at the end of the school year pay off every negative charge in the district. Wow. The following year was my first year as food service director, and there was another pretty sizable donation, and a couple of them. And so we were able to go, I contacted our POS system, Pay Schools, and we were able to set up lunch accounts in the Ruth Vogt name at each school. And so a little bit of money went to each one of those accounts. And when the students came through and they were beyond their charges, and that the cashiers will just push this little school account button, and it picked it up and took care of it. Gotcha. At the end of last school year, they were able to pay off every negative charge again. Wow. This school year, we have a little bit less money. Okay. And but my goal again was to see how far we could make it go. So this year, how we worked the Ruth Vogt monies, we were able to, if the kids, we use it as a borrowing, like a little borrowing bank. So they would, if they used it and their parents were able to put money on their accounts, the Ruth Vogt account would be repaid, or if it was a lot, because sometimes it happens, we would take a little bit and pay the Ruth Vogt fund. But we never wanted to cause anxiety or anything for the students about it. So, and I know it worked because I was able to check the Ruth Vogt account, and for Baton, for the elementary school only. And I think at the beginning of the year we started with $300. But because of that revolving of the money, it showed $3,900 that we've used. So I know that that method works. It works.
It gets paid back.
Yes, it gets paid.
Pays forward.
Yes, continuously throughout the year. So I'm hoping we could do that again. The only downfall with that was I was pretty worried that we wouldn't have enough money to be able to take care of all those negative charges again at the end of the year. And so we did that fundraiser, and
that's pretty cool.
I think we're going to be able to do that again.
Okay.
So everybody will be able to start with a fresh start next year.
Nice. That's very cool.
Yeah.
I know there are pizza days, talk about those and other local businesses that you try to support?
Yeah, this year we were really excited and lucky. We were able to incorporate Pizza Hut into our menu this year. Pizza Hut had approached us, and they offered us whole grain crust, low-fat cheese for the mozzarella cheese. They used, I think their pepperoni is turkey pepperoni, and their sausage turkey, their ground turkey sausage, delicious pizzas. And I don't even know that you could tell that it was, you know, a whole grain pizza, but the kids really liked it. I could tell you that at ICS, we go from 20 lunches a day to about 80 lunches on Pizza Hut day. And the kids love it, the people, the teachers loved it. We even offered it to them to buy them, to buy whole pizzas for their lunch and share with their friends at school too.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But you still have to follow the guidelines, and they're able to do what is needed to follow the guidelines.
Exactly. There's a lot of guidelines, the sodium content, the trans fats, all of that good stuff. So they, you know, they came to us with the nutritionals, and we were compliant. So, yeah, and it was a lot of fun, and you know, we hope to continue doing something like that. Another group that we, local business that we have is Bergman's Orchard.
Nice.
And when school starts, poor Chris Bergman, we got him running ragged with can we get more apples? You know, and they bring us whatever they have, you know, whatever they can get their hands on, they bring it to us, and we get all of our fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. It's the best. It's delicious. It's so beautiful and colorful. You know, I never really noticed the veggies as an art, but when you put them like a rainbow, it's very pretty.
It's quite lovely.
It is. It really is. And so we always like to go local with Bergman's and Chris, and we do it for as long as we can.
Right.
Until he says, I'm tapped.
Out.
This is all I got for the rest of the year.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Do you still have the Redskin special?
We do have Redskin special, but it's not every day like we used to have.
Okay.
Remember when we were in school?
It was every day.
Every day. Cheeseburger and fries. Every day. So now we have the Redskin special every other day, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And what we offer as a Redskin special is anything with the French fries on those 3 days. And we also call the great big beautiful salads that we make a Redskin. So we offer the Redskin special 2 different ways.
Okay, very cool. Costs of lunches, and I know they change every year, and this video is going to last forever.
Right.
So, you know, you can talk in today's dollars or what, you know, it ranges or whatever, but what does it work out to costs that it costs for a kid to eat?
Do you mean how do we come up with that price?
Yeah. What is the price? Yeah. What is the price range?
Right. Well, right now at the elementary level, lunches are $2.50.
Okay.
The middle school, they are $2.60 for the regular lunch and $2.75 for a Redskin.
Okay.
So the Redskin does cost a little bit more.
Sure.
And at the high school, it's $2.80 for a regular lunch and $2.95 for a Redskin.
Okay.
We have a...
what about the breakfasts?
Oh, breakfast is $1.55 no matter where you go.
Okay.
For free and reduced, of course, if they're free, they're free. And for reduced, it's 30 cents for breakfast and 40 cents for lunch.
Okay.
We have to use this, it's called a price lunch equity tool. And we enter in, it takes factors like how many lunches we sold over a certain period, what did it costs for our food costs, what was it, you know, for us to prepare everything.
Right.
It takes in different factors like that, our labor. And so next year we are going to have to make a slight increase of a nickel, but, you know, we try and keep it as minimal as possible because, you know, a little bit for us might be huge for somebody else.
Right.
So, you know, and it's a process. I do my paperwork and I forward it to the treasurer's office, and sometimes they ask us to do a waiver so that we don't have a price increase, and you know, and then the board has to approve it. So it's not just one person saying, let's do it. Yeah, I don't have that much clout.
No magic wand.
If it were up to me, we might go the other way. But yeah, for this 1920 school year,
gotcha,
we're looking at a nickel
maybe
increase.
a little increase. Sack lunches. Is that is an option too?
Yep, that's an option for any lunch. If you don't like what the hot entree is for the day, you certainly have an opportunity. At Baton, gosh, Tracy Scofis over there, she makes up these salads over there, beautiful. She's offered egg salad, tuna salad, chicken salad. The kids love the variety. Of course, they can always go to the yogurt sack lunch for the day or the
Right.
peanut butter and jelly sack lunch for
Right.
the day. And the peanut butter jelly over there is like the wow butter.
Okay.
You know, it's
I was going to say, how do you,
Yeah.
because wow, do we have a lot more
We do.
allergies
We
than
actually have peanut-free campuses. High
Okay.
school, I do not believe is one. Middle school definitely is. Baton, I believe, is one as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the peanut butter and jelly is wow butter and jelly, or it's
Yes.
some peanut-free
We
option?
actually have peanut butter here, though.
Okay, gotcha. And there's a variety of sack lunches, you said?
Yeah, at the middle school, they have they don't actually have them thrown into a sack anymore,
Right.
but they have the opportunity to, Dawn McGowan, again, she's cooked for lunch over there. She makes a variety of sandwiches, an Italian sub, a chicken Parmesan sub, a hot ham and cheese, and that's their version of a sack lunch over there. Over here, again, we have the same thing. Yama the other day made these chicken fajita. It was like a sub. Oh my Lanta, they were good. It was so good. And you know, she made grilled cheese for their sack lunch.
Wow.
You know, along with other salads and stuff. So they get really creative.
Very cool.
Very creative.
So are there other innovative things? Oh, is there a coffee shop in the?
We have a cafe in our new media center.
Yeah.
That they renovated the media center, was a library a couple years ago,
Right.
and a year ago, November, we opened up the Redskin Cafe in there, and we offer hot coffee, cold iced coffees.
Right.
We offer frappes, smoothies. We have bubble teas. Most of it is Smart Snack compliant.
Okay.
We have a lot of sugar-free there.
Okay.
After school, well, let me tell you, in the morning, the cafe is open from 6:45 until 9:45.
Okay.
And teachers bring their classrooms down there to work on their projects. Some of the
Okay.
kids from study hall go down there to work on their things. And I think they have the extended learning,
Okay.
like college,
Okay.
the
Oh,
college,
okay.
online college courses that
Okay.
they take. Some of those kids are in there too. And they absolutely love and
Yeah.
utilize the cafe, get their little drinks. And
Heck yeah.
it's like a student union. It's
Yeah.
very, very cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
After school, the cafe is open from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And they offer some snacks down there. She'll make them up some pizzas, some pretzel sticks. They have salads. Peanut butter and jelly is a big hit down there
Okay.
then. And it really holds those kids over until either their athletic events start,
Yeah.
their organizational groups start,
Yeah.
their parents are able to come and get them. And it's a nice, it's a great place for the kids to hang out.
And
They're
can
not
they
running
use
all over.
their food accounts?
Yeah,
there as well?
that can be they can access their lunch accounts through that system as well. And again, parents can call me and say, we need to slow down on that a little
up
bit.
on the bubble tea
Yeah,
or whatever.
right. And that's not a problem with us at all. We don't want the kids in trouble. We don't want the
Right.
parents mad at us.
Right.
But we like to offer them something that, something a little bit extra that
Yeah.
they can stay close to
Kinda
home.
cool.
We call home.
Stay here.
Right.
Very cool. Thank you, Pam.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, we're going to take another break and we'll be right back. And we're back. I want to thank Pam for being our guest today. She shared a ton of information, very enlightening, hopefully useful to you. Spread the good news. If you have any questions for Pam, you can reach her at 734-2147, and her extension is 4021. Or you can email her at the high school pbacon@pccsd-k12.net. So thanks for being with us today, and until we meet again, I encourage you to make time for health.